I see Bella Hadid, her depuffing by every time before a photo shoot, she like puts her face in ice water. Like, what are your thoughts?
I mean, some people start their day like that in the morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I have a friend. She gets a big bowl of ice water, and that's the first thing she does when she wakes up. I'm like,
Kudos
rude
to
awakening.
her.
Welcome to the More Than a Pretty Face podcast, where we go more than just skin deep to explore the science of beauty so you can look and feel your best at any age. I'm your host, Dr. Azadeh Shirazi, a board-certified dermatologist, and I'm here today with my co-host, Nurse Lacie.
I am so excited to talk beauty hacks and dupes. Everyone's like obsessing on TikTok right now, and I want your professional opinion.
Yes, I love beauty hacks. If
Yes.
you guys follow me on social, you know I share them, but I thought we would talk about them a little more detail on the podcast. And then you guys love dupes. Everybody loves
Everyone loves a good dupe.
Now, if you're listening and you're going, what the heck is a dupe?
Who would do that?
Well, some people are not on social or TikTok, so they may not know what a dupe is.
I think everyone
Dupe is
does.
short for duplicate. Like you can buy this alternative product that works exactly the same or has a very similar formula, but it's like a fraction of the cost. So, do you have a hack or a dupe you want to share with me, or
I really don't have a hack that I can think of.
no?
I would say my dupe would be, I used to be obsessed with Buxom lip gloss. Do you remember
the
that lip
plumper
gloss?
ones.
Yeah. And so my dupe is OzMD's Plump. Plump. Plump.
Well, the Azi and MD is not exactly a dupe for that because it has
Well.
SPF and that one doesn't. So, but yeah, I get
But
it.
I totally
I
swapped
get it.
it
A
out.
dupe. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
What about
Well,
you?
this is going to be really fun. Well, lately, the latest hack that I've been discovering, and it has to do with the weather. Like everyone I know has dry lips, cracked lips, and my lips have been really dry. And so I have been using 5% lactic acid. It's actually Lactin sent me their whole new line of products with lactic acid in it. And they have a new one that's 5%, which is really gentle, great for that thin mucosa on the lip. So I've been applying some of the Lactin and then sealing it in with Aquaphor or Vaseline.
I saw your video on
Yeah,
that, and I was
I've been
going to ask
obsessed.
you.
I do that every night. My lips are so soft.
So because it's 5%, then it's safe to
Well,
use on your
lactic
lips.
acid is the best. So you see people doing sugar scrubs, right?
Yes,
Like
yes.
scrubbing their
I
lips.
may or may not have done that.
Well, if your lips are already dry, okay, and the lip mucosa is already very thin. I mean, it's only 7 layers thick compared to the facial skin, which is much, much thicker. And if you're scrubbing it with those sugar scrubs, you're going to get a wound pretty quickly. And it actually makes your dry lips worse because you end up damaging the skin barrier much faster. So I think lactic acid is a much better way to exfoliate because lactic acid is also, get this, a humectant, which is an ingredient that draws and attracts water to the lips. So that is why it's much better to exfoliate with a low percentage of lactic acid than a lip scrub.
And it's still hydrating.
Because I get it. You want to get that dry lip that's just hanging on. Like it's just calling you like,
I may or may not
take
pick
me
it
off."
right off.
You don't pick your
I
lips.
know.
And don't lick your lips either.
Yeah, I definitely don't do that.
Because lick lipping.
Lick lipping. What'd you call me last time?
Lip licking.
Nurse Lacie.
Lip licking can actually lead to lip lickers dermatitis. If you pick up a dermatology book and you look up lip lickers dermatitis in the
medical terminology,
yes,
101.
It will be on there. You can
Okay.
actually get a rash from licking your lips.
All right. You guys look this up.
So I just went into a lot of detail about that hack.
It's okay. You were passionate about it.
So that's been the beauty hack I've been into.
Okay.
So yeah, you have a beauty or blemish. For those of you who may not know, beauty and blemish is when we share the most fantastic thing that's happening in our life. And the blemish is something we just want to take a concealer and just erase from our life.
Yes.
So do you have one?
I do. I have a beauty.
Okay.
And my beauty is Deanna did my Botox 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, and it's like,
It looks
I love it.
fabulous.
I'm
But she didn't
obsessed.
do Botox, right? She
No, she
did
did Jeuveau.
Jeuveau.
I am the common people that call all of the neurotoxins Botox, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For those
Jeuveau is
listening,
very
I'm sorry.
similar to Botox, but some people do feel that it lasts longer for them. And I think you're one of those
I
people. You're
am.
obsessed with
I do.
Jeuveau.
I am. I that and sometimes Dysport, just depends, but those are my 2 favorites, yeah.
Yeah, your forehead
Sorry.
is looking really smooth.
Thank you, and my
Really, and your
chin,
eyes are
and my
lifted and your
chin.
chin. I don't no chinulite there.
No chinulite
No
anymore.
chinulite there.
How about you? Do you have a beauty or blemish?
My beauty is I have been doing so many deep skin resurfacing
Yeah.
cases, or skin lift
Yes.
resurfacing. And guys,
Mhm.
for those of you who may not know what that is, it is when we essentially take the entire skin off people's
We
faces,
just burn your
right?
face right
Well,
off.
we don't burn them, okay? I don't like that word
Okay,
burn.
alright.
Ablate the skin off. So it's
You
like an
will scare
alligator,
small
or not an
children.
alligator, but like a reptile that loses their tail. People
Ah,
lose their skin in our office and then they grow it back a week later and it's like
yeah.
smoother,
I think,
it's healthier.
reptiles are a little more elegant in their transition.
I don't know. I've never witnessed it, but I know that they do that. But you know what's really impressive with these treatments is I have people that are 84 years
No,
old that are
86.
going through this. And I tell you, you do not look, it is not for the faint of
No.
heart. Your skin is totally open. You're oozy, you're bloody for like
Mhm.
4 days.
Yep.
And these women are willing to go through it even at the age of 84. I'm so impressed and I'm so proud of these women. It just
Mhm.
goes to show you that no matter what age, you always want to look your best,
Yes.
right? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if you're 84 or you're 34, you want to look like the best version of you. And I
true,
love that. And
true.
I'm really proud of these women for like just first trusting me. I'm always humbled, like for people to trust me with that level of laser treatment. I'm forever grateful. And it's really amazing the transformations we see with this laser. And so,
Yes.
anyway, that's been my beauty.
I love that. Okay, well, let's jump right into our beauty hacks and dupes because I know you're super excited.
I am. I've been getting so many DMs about all these hacks and dupes that are circulating on TikTok and YouTube. And so I thought we would, you know, break them down and see what works, what doesn't work, what's just craziness out
There's
there.
so much craziness out there. Okay, well, let's go through hacks. And I see Bella Hadid she's got a few trending right now.
Oh, really?
But let's talk about her depuffing by every time before a photo shoot, she like puts her face in ice water just to depuff. Like, what are your
I
thoughts?
mean, some people start their day like that in the morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I have a friend and tells me she gets a big bowl of ice water and that's the first thing she does when she wakes up. I'm like, rude
Kudos to her.
awakening.
Yeah, that would be horrible. I hate when the shower's too cold.
Rude awakening. Well, it definitely will wake you up. It can help with depuffing. So she is onto something because cold is very anti-inflammatory. It does help reduce inflammation and swelling. So
So it's
yeah,
not
I mean, it's
extreme.
not extreme. I would just be careful because you can get a burn. If the temperature drops too much on your skin, you can, compromise the circulation
Interesting.
and you can, cause a burn, a skin burn. So
Well,
you have to
that's
be really
scary.
careful with ice. So I think limited,
How
time
long?
with that.
Yeah.
Ah, gosh, I would say like
Like, if you're
a
gonna
few
shove your whole
seconds.
face, oh my
No more
gosh,
than like 10 seconds. That's actually,
that's a
yeah, it
lot.
depends on how much ice you have and how cold the water is, all these factors.
Mhm,
But
okay.
start with just maybe 3 to 5 seconds to
Okay.
start.
So, like, what are your thoughts on just, like, the ice rollers? Is it the
That's
same? Is it
that's great too. I think any sort of cooling method that you do is going to help with reducing inflammation is going to help with depuffing and swelling. Even our Eye Glow AM,
Yeah,
which
the
comes as a with a cooling tip, you can
mhm,
apply that to the skin. I use that every morning. I use it in the lymphatic drainage
mhm.
patterns, to help move that lymph fluid over. So that's one benefit of the ice rollers or anything that you can roll. You can
Roll.
even use a cold spoon for all matters are concerned, and you can use that as a depuffing as well.
Okay, so it's a little more beneficial then to do the roller or the spoon or the eye glow because you're getting that passing.
Lymphatic, yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it in that lymphatic
Hmm,
drainage pattern, so it would help with depuffing even more, I think.
interesting. Well, her other trending hack
Yeah?
is her LED like pin for when she gets a pimple.
Mm.
And she claims like it goes away really quickly when she just does her LED light.
Well, LED light, if it's blue light, it helps with acne because it helps reduce acne-causing bacteria, and then red light helps with healing. So there's some valid claims there. It may really help with some of that.
You say that, but is there a difference? Like, can you just do any red or blue light? Or is there like a particular thing that
Yeah.
consumers should look for?
I mean, that's a really good question. I think I would look for brands that have done their research, they have quality products, look for peer reviewed data on those brands, and then look also to see if they're FDA, at least FDA cleared. So FDA approved means that they've shown the FDA that it works, but FDA cleared means that they are deemed safe by the FDA. So yeah,
Okay.
anybody could put out a light and say, this is a LED device, but
Like Amazon?
that doesn't mean, and you can take your phone emits blue light. It's so the quality of the device really goes into the
Matters, yeah.
design and how much research and how many, you know, peer-reviewed publications that back up their claims. So
Right.
that I think all that is really important.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So
The next one, I think number 2 on our list is using Aquaphor to make your perfume last longer.
I love this hack. I
I
do
think you've
this
talked about it before.
because I don't normally like spray perfume because I
Mhm.
think about, oh my gosh, the fragrance is going to aerosolize and I'm going to get reaction around my eyes, dermatologist like thinking algorithm of the possible things that could go wrong. So I do this every morning. I apply a little bit of Vaseline or Aquaphor or even CeraVe Healing Balm. You want a thick occlusive, and then you spray your perfume on it. And the reason it makes your perfume last longer is because the occlusive, the Aquaphor, becomes a
Traps
fixative.
it.
Yeah, a fixative, and it doesn't allow the perfume to evaporate as
Oh.
easily. So it lasts much, much longer.
Well, also, you say that you do the thick occlusive before you spray it.
That's
So
right.
you're kind of protecting your skin as well from any irritant
Yeah,
or
so
reaction that way, maybe?
yes, possibly, but possibly not. It still
No
does get on
guarantee.
your skin, but really the idea is for it to be trapped by that occlusive, the perfume.
Oh, well, I'm going to start doing that because that sounds amazing.
I only do it the days that I see patients because, as I'm working on their face, I want
Yeah.
them to have, something nice and
And not smell you.
yeah, some sort of elegant,
You're so sweet. The
It all
aromatherapy, the
goes
wrist fragrance.
yes, it all goes
We
with
really
the
go above and beyond for our
experience we want
patients.
you to have in our practice.
Yes.
Everything is about the experience, and so I am all for that.
Well, the next trend is prenatal vitamins, making your skin glow and your nails and hair grow. And so the biggest thing is like if you're not pregnant, is it still beneficial or what are your thoughts?
I think so. I think it's just like another way to take multivitamins. Now, if it's prenatal, it's probably going to have maybe iron in it or folate. So if you're one of those that diets or does these extreme, you know, follows these extreme diets, then
Mhm.
it might be worthwhile to do that because when you're reducing your calorie or reducing your meals, you may not be getting as much of the vitamins as you need.
Okay.
But I don't think they're necessarily any better than like a once a day women's multivitamin.
And what do you think about a multivitamin or a prenatal versus just like a biotin? or supplement or something
Yeah, I
like
mean, back in the
geared
day, we
specifically
used
for
to
that.
say biotin, biotin, biotin is going to grow your hair. But now we're understanding that there's all these other vitamins that are just as important, if not more important, because it's very difficult to be biotin deficient in this country. You will probably, as dermatologists, we don't check people's biotin
Yeah,
levels,
no,
but I do check people's vitamin D levels because a lot of us are low in vitamin D. And I see a
especially
lot
women.
of vitamin D related hair loss,
Hmm.
that comes in, or your iron might be low, all these other magnesium, these are other things that we look at. So biotin, I think was just really overhyped at some
Yeah.
point. I'm not saying that, it doesn't help because some people are just nutritionally deficient.
I feel like it was a fad, you know, how we always have like, oh, biotin, and then it's,
I
oh,
think it was
collagen
really
supplements. And
overhyped. But be careful about taking too much biotin because it can actually interfere with your lab results. So
interesting.
if you are taking like 5,000, 10,000, biotin, then it could potentially interfere with your lab work, or it could cause other things like acne. Another one is those B12 shots that people
Yes.
get. They're like, "Oh, I'm tired. I want to go get a B12 shot. I want to get a
I need the
B12 shot. I
energy.
need the energy." Well, too much B12 can actually cause acne.
That's
So
insane.
be cautious about these vitamins and supplements because you can definitely go overboard and end up doing more harm than good. Because chances are, you may be getting just enough of all these nutrients from your diet, especially in this country where everything is fortified. Our
Yeah.
milk, our
Hmm.
cereals, our pastas. We have so much fortification of our food. It's hard to be deficient.
Interesting. I guess I would have never thought for biotin and or B12 to cause acne. So it's like you want to try and get your hair and nails and your skin glowing, and then you totally do the opposite.
Too much of a good thing
Yes.
sometimes is not a good thing.
Yes, yes. Okay, the next trend is powdering your sunglasses so that they
Yes.
don't mess up your makeup or slide down your nose.
I love this. I do this especially in the summer where it gets a little more humid, a little hot. Well, the powder really helps with buffering,
Uh-huh.
your makeup against your skin. Powders also help soak up oil,
Yes.
moisture, and so they don't allow, that slippage effect. So they add a little bit more friction
Okay.
to your sunglasses. But also when you take them off, you don't have those indents as much.
Yeah,
They're
I need to
almost like a
start doing this.
protective little coat. And you can use clear powder, or you can use, powder that you would use
Like
to
makeup
finish.
powder?
Yeah, makeup powder. Sometimes I'll use the UV clear powder because
Okay.
it has zinc in it and it's, clear. So I don't have to worry about,
Messing up your
yeah,
makeup
messing
with
up the
like a different
makeup.
color.
So yeah, that works really well. So
I'm
if you
excited
haven't
to try
tried it, you
that.
should definitely try that one.
Yeah, I need to do that. Okay, so what are your thoughts on this hack? To make your mascara last longer, you put a couple like eye drops in the bottle.
Yes, I have not heard this. I'm going to try this.
I'm a little nervous though, because I mean, I feel like, you know, you really should only use your mascara for a certain amount of time
That's true.
because of bacteria and everything. So in
That's true.
my
That's a good
mind,
point.
I wouldn't want it to last longer. I would just want to get a new one.
Well, it depends on
Just
how
risk. And
often
you know
you
my eye
use
phobia.
it. Yes, we all know about your eye
Yes.
phobia. Well, I think sometimes mascara, like even after a couple weeks, can get kind of clumpy.
True. Yeah.
Once the air hits it, it can change its composition. So I think this is really clever. You know what this reminds me of is adding a little bit of acetone
To your nail
to your
polish.
nail
Yes.
polish. Yes. So contact solution is just a little saline. It's just normal saline, really is. And so I think that's fine. I think that's a really great hack. I'm gonna try
Hmm.
it because my
Hmm.
mascara almost gets dried out.
Yeah.
It's like the saline or whatever is in there, the fixative gets evaporated.
Yeah. I do have it happen
So
sometimes where it's like right away. I
and
feel like
now
I
if
just bought
if you're
it.
going on 3 years and
Yeah.
you're
Oh
like
my gosh, please don't.
continuing to
Do you
refill your
imagine?
mascara with contact
Oh my
solution,
gosh. If you're that kind of
uh,
person, please comment on this podcast because I want to know.
yep, don't be
Are there
doing that.
people like that out there?
Don't be doing that.
The next trend, which I'm like, no, 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 no. And I already know what you're going to say, but slugging to improve acne.
No,
Ah!
or they say use oils to remove blackheads.
No, no.
Yeah, if
No.
anything, slugging will make your acne worse.
Worse, right.
So for those of you who may not know what slugging is, and I tell you, I don't like this term.
Well, I
You
feel
know,
like we
it's
talk about it
the
so much.
slug, the slug analogy is just so Vaseline or Aquaphor, these are considered occlusive. So
Mhm.
they're very heavy and they're designed to really form a coating, a barrier on your skin. The problem is they trap everything underneath whatever you put them on top of. So they almost suffocate the skin, if you will. And so if you've got acne, you've got acne bacteria under there. Let's say your skin isn't as clean as you thought it was, before you applied the slugging. Well, you're trapping all that dirt, that bacteria under
Mhm.
your skin. And it really doesn't allow your skin to breathe. So I think if you've got acne, I would stay away from slugging. It also makes milia worse.
Yes.
So if you're prone to milia, which is those little white cysts that develop under the skin, slugging can make them worse. And then there's this other trend, yes, that I see using oils to remove blackheads. No,
No, no,
guys,
thank
no,
you.
you need to use salicylic acid. I mean, I kind of get it. Oils are slippery and they can slip
Mhm.
into pores. And the stuff in blackheads, which is like debris and, dirt and
Mhm.
dead
Makeup
cells and
and
whatnot, that stuff is like cement. It's so hard. So, yeah, maybe the oils help loosen it up, but you're better off using salicylic acid because it's oil soluble,
Mhm.
but it's a powerful exfoliant that helps dissolve that cement like plug that's in blackheads. So
Mhm.
you're much better off using salicylic acid than using oils or Vaseline or slugging or whatever these people are coming
Yeah.
up with.
I guess I do have a hack because I use our Clarify pads
Yeah.
for sure every night before knowing I need to wear makeup or wanting to wear makeup. So,
Uh-huh.
like, last night I knew we were going to be doing our podcast. So, I like definitely use the Clarify pads.
Yeah, and that has 2% salicylic
Hmm.
acid and has glycolic acid in there as well. But I love how gentle it is.
Yes.
You're much better off if you've got blackheads. Don't try to scrub the blackheads. Use a chemical exfoliant
Hmm.
because it's going to do a much better job of getting deep into those pores than, oils or slugging and
And then
whatnot.
I have a really funny story to tell you about slugging. So,
Yeah.
several episodes back, we talked about like slugging the eyes to keep
Uh-huh.
them hydrated. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I always use Vaseline to take my eye makeup off
Yeah.
and then, wash my face. And like right before I go to bed, I will slug my eyes and my lips. So, last night, Remy comes out of the bathroom and her whole face is full of Aquaphor.
Oh
No,
my
I'm sorry,
gosh.
Vaseline. It was full of Vaseline, and I'm like,
Oh, she's getting
she
started
sees me
early.
slugging once, and her whole face is covered in Vaseline. I was cracking up. I was gonna send you a video, and I forgot. But
Oh,
yeah.
that's so cute. Well, she wants to be like mom,
Yep, she's very into her skincare.
Yeah. So you were saying how you first remove your makeup with Vaseline, right?
Yes.
I would suggest the other way because you remember you want to make sure you apply Vaseline to really clean skin. So try to wash your face first and then leave it damp and remove the remaining eye makeup with the Vaseline. That would be the only tweak I would
Okay.
make to your
Okay.
skincare routine.
Thank you. Um, the last hack,
Yeah.
I can't even. Taking dental floss
Uh-huh.
and removing blackheads by literally
Wait,
taking
not like stuff in between your teeth. You're removing blackheads with dental floss.
yeah. So
What
they're
is going
taking the
on?
dental floss and they're like scraping it down their nose.
Ow.
Right? Like
Hopefully not before they
I
floss,
am
because that
so
would be really
I
disgusting.
am so prone to like flushing and
Stop
blushing and
it.
broken capillaries. So all I can imagine if I were to ever do it is just be like red nosed forever.
Yeah, that sounds very traumatic, visually and physically.
I don't know who comes up with this.
Yeah, so again, blackheads are pores that have become clogged with the cement-like, substance, and it's gonna be really hard to kind of push them out. You're much better off using salicylic acid. Now, that sounds very
I
traumatizing
know,
to the skin.
seriously.
I mean, you might remove some hairs with that. You know how people thread? So, going back to you using the Clarify pads for podcast listeners only, you guys will get a code coming up that will allow you to save money on the website at AussieMD Skincare so you don't have to subject yourself to dental floss.
Save it for your teeth, you guys.
And you can exfoliate and remove your blackheads with a one sweep of the Clarify pads. I know you guys love hacks and dupes and are always trying to save money on skincare. How do you get the glow without going broke? Well, dupes are definitely one way, but another thing to think about is investing in multi-purpose products. All of the AussieMD products are multitaskers, packed with active ingredients that target multiple skin issues. If you're new to AussieMD Skincare, we're extending a 15% offer exclusively to podcast listeners. Just use code BRIGHT15 through February 29th, 2024 at checkout. This is a special discount we're only giving to our podcast listeners, so use the code BRIGHT15 to get 15% off your favorite products at AussieMDskincare.com. That's AZIMDskincare.com.
Oh my gosh.
So, well, that was really fun. I learned a lot. I have some new hacks I'm going to try. So, let's get into dupes.
Dupes.
All right. I
So
love it.
let's hear your budget-friendly skincare dupes.
So, I've been using the Elemis Cleansing Balm. They sent it to me, and I've been really loving it.
Okay.
But I find it to be quite expensive and
Mm.
it's very fragrant. And you know how I am with fragrance.
Yes,
I try to
yes.
really stay away from fragrance as much as I can.
I'm surprised you used it.
I like it in cleansers, but in general, like if I remove my eyes, I'm really cautious about fragrance
Yes.
products around the eyelids because it can cause dry skin and
Mhm.
irritation. So I think Aboline, which you know you never hear about because nobody uses it on
No,
TikTok,
never
but
heard of it.
honestly, it's you can get a huge tub of it for $15 and it is a oil-based makeup remover. It's an oldie but goodie, but it feels very similar to the Elemis. I get it. The Elemis is much more elegant. Guys, don't come after me because I know. It's not an exact dupe, okay? But I'm just saying, if you tend to have sensitive skin and you're on a budget and you don't want to spend $50 on a an oil-based makeup remover, I find the Abilene a great buy.
Well, I have a question about oil-based balm cleansers. I mean, to me, and you know better, but to me, I look at that as like a cleanser with Vaseline in it. You know what I
Well,
mean? So,
not
like, aren't
exactly a
you
Vaseline, but
still like, how
yeah.
is it really cleansing?
Well, like attracts like, so makeup has a lot of, makeup has oils, and
Right.
so the oils help you dissolve the makeup,
So,
the
should you clean your
grime and
face
dirt.
regularly and then do the balm?
Well, it
Or
depends. For the eyes, for Vaseline is not oil. So
true.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not an
I know.
oil, it's
I know.
actually an occlusive.
So these
Are
balms, cleansers.
oil-based
Okay.
cleansers. So you can do your oil cleanser first and then do your because Vaseline gets stuck, traps
Yes.
everything. It's much harder to remove Vaseline
Yeah.
than it is
Yeah.
an
Well, I've
oil-based.
tried, I think it was Drunk Elephant or one of the brands that had like an oil-based balm cleanser. And I guess just feeling it, and I can't be the only one. Feeling it, I thought like, wow, it feels like Vaseline. Like it feels like
Vaseline will
why
also
do it?
remove eye makeup. The problem
Right.
is sometimes it can also trap the eye makeup on there too, because it's again, it's gonna be you're gonna have to wash it off. So that's
Right.
why you always want to do your oil cleansing first
Okay.
and then your regular cleansing.
Okay.
But going back to your point where you remove the makeup with
Mhm.
the Vaseline may trap
Trap
some of
in.
it. But I guess if you wash it off and you feel like you got it all off, then
Mhm.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But Vaseline just tends to be heavier because it's petroleum, it's 60% petroleum
Yeah.
jelly. So it is a heavy, heavy occlusive, whereas oil-based cleansers are not occlusive. I mean,
Got
they're
it.
somewhat occlusive, but they're semi-occlusive. Does that make
That
sense?
makes sense to
Okay.
me. Hopefully to you guys too.
So another one is the Ordinary Peeling Solution. This is a
Mhm.
great buy for only $8. It is an AHA peeling solution, which can be similar to the Drunk Elephant AHA, which is $80, but the ordinary is only $8. So if you're looking for a good, powerful exfoliant, then the ordinary is not a bad gig. I would just leave it on for 10 minutes,
It's not a
and
bad
then
gig.
it's not a bad gig. Um, but leave it on for 5-10 minutes, and then
Wash it off.
we wash it off. Yeah.
Okay, okay. What else?
So, my daughter, I have a teenage daughter, and she's obsessed with Laneige. How do you
The
say
sleep
it?
mask,
Yes, the lip
Laneige. Laneige?
Laneige. Okay,
Yeah, I
well,
think, right? I don't
I know
know.
I probably butchered it.
I
So
see
the
those sleep
leap,
masks all the
yes, and
time and
it's
I
so
want to
cute. It
try
comes with
them.
a little scooper, and you
Yeah,
put it on, and it's like pink and rosy.
yeah.
Well, Vaseline has come out with these rosy lips tints, and
Yes,
they're really
they
cute.
are very cute.
So they're
I've
very
tried them.
similar. You can get two for $5, whereas the Laneige lip mask is
Yeah, it's so
$24.
expensive. And you're the reason I've never tried it because you like I feel like in another episode we talked about like debunking it or like if it really
Yeah,
works or
you know.
whatnot. So I've never tried it. But
I call it,
it's
I say, don't use the fancy stuff on your lips if you have dry lips,
yeah, that's
because the
me.
fancy stuff has dyes, it has fragrance, has all these things in it that
Yeah.
you put that on irritated skin and it can make it worse. So
Yeah.
that's why even just the plain Vaseline that's not rosy is
That's what
probably
I
better
do.
because it's not no dyes or fragrance. But hey, if you don't have a problem with it, there's no
Yeah.
reason to, not experience the rosiness. So next up, glow recipes. It's called Plump, and
Pump
it's a hyaluronic
Plum.
acid base, cream that you put on. Well,
Okay.
that's $40. You can opt for the Neutrogena Hydro Boost
I was just gonna
cream.
say that.
That's I think $20. So it's
Yeah.
half the price,
Yeah.
but it feels very similar. And it's not pink, which is kind of good from a dermatologist standpoint because it probably doesn't have dyes or extracts and
Mhm.
whatnot. It's more plain. The more plain and simple, the
The
better
better.
for your
Mhm.
skin. But I know some people like the experience. And then lastly, well, actually, we got a couple more. The sunscreen SuperGoop. Have you seen that?
I have seen
People
it.
love the
People
unseen.
yeah, I mean, we know a lot of people, I feel like.
Yeah, they love it because it doesn't leave a white cast. It
Mhm.
rubs in and it almost gives your skin this shiny, like glow.
Yeah.
So Trader Joe's has one. It's a daily facial sunscreen. I swear it's almost exactly the same. I wonder if they have the same people making it, but it's
Interesting.
$9, whereas the Unseen is
Yeah,
$36.
it's
So if you can get your hands on the Trader Joe's one, it's a very similar.
I feel like all the patients that come in that get like their skincare from Trader Joe's is like the Kiehl's products or like the
Probably
all
very similar,
yeah,
very similar. You never know.
plant-based.
Yeah.
It's all
So
yeah.
we got ways for you to save money here. You know those bronzing drops,
Which
like the drunk
ones?
elephant
Yeah, yeah,
ones?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, my daughter's obsessed with those too. So those are I think like $40 or something. Well, Verse just came out with their own glow drops and very, very similar.
Very.
And I want to say they're like $20.
Okay, now this is going to be a really stupid question,
Yeah.
but are these drops supposed to be like self tanner or are these drops just like tinted moisturizer?
So back in the day, you and we probably
Yes.
used like powder blushes, powder contour
Uh-huh.
things,
Yeah.
powder, you know, bronzers.
Yeah.
Now
Still, maybe
everything
still
has
to this
gone
day.
liquid. It is the era of liquids.
Okay, so it's like
So
a
it's like a bronzing powder. So before we used to use
oh,
powder, but now
okay.
everything's in a liquid
Liquid.
form. So
Okay.
you add these, it's kind of fun to do. And these influencers,
Is it?
they get it and they
Have you
pump
tried
the
these?
lotion and they squirt the bronzer and the lotion and then they, apply it and it's like very satisfying to watch.
Well,
And
clearly
they
you've
take
watched a lot.
they watch, I mean, they're all over the TikTok. How
Yeah.
could you not
I
see
mean,
them?
yeah.
I like Alex Earl. I mean, she made those very
Yeah.
popular. They do the liquid, with the liquid blushes. And so they love that. This generation, Gen Z, is
Yeah.
obsessed. They want everything in liquid form.
Interesting.
And we're gonna do a whole episode on makeup, but
That's how I've
we
aged
see a lot of
myself,
acne
right?
with those liquids and liquids.
Well,
From the bronzers to the blushes to
can we just recap and see how many times in this video we said liquids in like 5 seconds?
It's Gen Z's new obsession, I guess.
Well, now I feel really old and dumb because I'm like, why don't they just get like
Bronzing
hydrogen BB
powders?
cream?
Yeah,
Like if
because
you're trying
that
to
would
tint
make
your
life
face.
too simple. You see, instead of just using hydrogen BB
Yeah.
to give yourself a little color, you got to use the bronzing
Okay,
drops.
well, I need to throw away my
Anyways.
bronzer then, I guess.
So, and then lastly, if you have red skin, you've probably seen those Dr. Jart's Cicapair,
The green
the
stuff?
green stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
is $21. And the Hero Rescue Balm is only like $9, I want to say, $10. It's
Okay, hello.
$13. My staff is like, it's like that game show, like Price is Right.
No, no,
No,
down,
go
down.
down. Penny help from the audience.
That was a really good TV
I
show.
think I did pretty good on those numbers.
Yeah, you did. You were close. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. You can just, $13 versus
Now,
$26.
a
Yeah.
while ago, months ago, you got a package. I feel like it was L'Oreal. Do they have one?
So
'Cause I
L'Oreal
remember
has
you
those
gave me one.
glow drops.
No, it was a green.
Oh,
And I tried it and I was obsessed. I don't
because green
remember.
blocks out red. So
Mhm.
if you have a green tinted,
Yeah, me.
moisturizer or, serum or whatnot, that helps block out the red.
Yeah.
There's several of them on the market. I know Clinique has some. I think it was Clinique.
Yeah?
Maybe,
I don't
or
know.
maybe it
I
was
don't know, but
L'Oreal.
you gave it to me and I was obsessed with it. Like it
Oh,
really did
maybe
work and
that's
I
why I
loved
didn't know
it.
about it.
No. Yeah,
No, it's
no.
not the L'Oreal BB, green
It
colored BB.
it was like green and it had like a black um thing on it. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll
There
get
are
back to you guys.
so
No.
many products out there, guys. We're just naming a few that we know, but
Steph's like showing me pictures on the internet. Is this it?
well,
Is this it?
well,
No.
another dupe is to use a comprehensive product like Eye Glow AM, which
Yes.
acts as a color corrector and an SPF for that delicate eyelid skin, and it
And
has a peptide serum in it. And I, again, use it because it comes out of a cooling tip, and I use it to kind of, you know, do my lymphatic
mhm.
drainage pattern, and it helps depuff the eyes. So there you go. If you want to save money, use one product. A lot of people say it's very similar to Bobbi Brown's color corrector. Now, it is
Okay.
a copper orange color,
Yes.
but that is designed to block out dark circles. So if
Yes.
you get it and you're like, well, it's not my color,
Oh,
it's not
so
supposed to be your
yes,
color.
it's not supposed to
It's
be.
a color corrector,
Yes.
which is, that's exactly why green is not your color, right? You put it
Mhm.
under your foundation or your
Yes.
makeup because green blocks out red
Mhm.
and copper orange blocks out dark circles, which is
Yes.
why the Eye Glow AM is that color. And then you can put your concealer on top.
Okay, so let's do quickly Ask Dr. Ozzy.
Yes, I love hearing from you guys. If you're on Instagram, check us out on More Than a Pretty Face podcast. Send us a DM.
Yes.
If you're not on social, you want to email us at more than a pretty face podcast at gmail.com because we love hearing from you.
Yeah, and we literally love when you screenshot what episode you're listening to and tag us. Love it. Okay, you guys, the first question is from a follower, and she writes in, Hi, Dr. Ozzy. I have the worst dark circles and puffy eyes when I wake up. I've heard your episode about treatment options, but are there any easy at-home hacks to help in the mornings?
Well, we kind of touched on
We
this a
totally
little
touched
bit.
on
Yeah,
it.
you could do the ice rollers, the
Mhm.
mini jade rollers, the Eye Glow AM has that cooling tip. Now, one hack that I didn't talk about
That you
is
love,
I
because you
do
do
love
talk
it.
about
I
it
do.
often.
To you.
To me.
Well, I love taking black tea, making
Mhm.
a cup of black tea, and then putting it in the refrigerator, dumping a couple of cucumber slices in there, maybe like a tincture of honey, okay? Not to drink
I
it,
feel like we're
not to
making
drink it.
like
A
a
little
potion.
potion. People love they ask for at home,
Mhm.
DIY.
Mhm.
Put it in the refrigerator so it's chilled, and then taking the cucumbers that have been marinating in the black tea and putting it on your eyes. That works really well because the caffeine helps draw out the fluid from the puffiness under the eyes. The cucumber is very hydrating,
Mhm.
and the cool chilled formula, again, the coolness helps with reducing
Depuffing.
inflammation and depuffing. So that is my hack. And make sure
And
you
there's
drink
more.
a lot of water when you first wake up, because dehydration is a very, very common cause of puffy under eyes.
Yes. You should drink like a whole bottle of water before you drink your coffee.
Yes, absolutely.
The
Okay.
next question is, hi, more than a pretty face team. I wanted to ask Dr. Ozzy if she had any hacks to help with body odor, specifically underarms, and anything to help lighten them.
So dark underarms, guys, that's like a whole other episode.
Whole
And I
nother
have an
episode.
entire episode dedicated to dark underarms where I go into so much detail on that. But if you want to address body odor, I have a couple of hacks. One is a benzoyl peroxide wash that you would do in the shower and use it as a mask. You can take just a very gentle benzoyl peroxide, like Cetaphil makes one. CeraVe has a acne gentle acne cleanser that's 4% benzoyl peroxide. You'll take that, you'll apply it to the underarms, leave it on for like a minute, and then rinse it off. What that does is it reduces the odor causing bacteria, and it helps with dark under I mean it
Mhm.
helps, I'm sorry, it helps with body odor.
Right.
Now, if you want to also tackle dark underarms, I would suggest a very low percentage glycolic acid, like the Clarify pads. This is a
Mhm.
very gentle formula. You can take one pad, start maybe 3 times a week, and swipe the underarms. The reason that works is because glycolic acid also reduces the odor causing bacteria, in addition to lightening pigmentation and exfoliating dead skin that might contribute to the pigmentation.
Three
So,
in one. That
the
sounds
3 in 1.
amazing.
So, I personally use the Clarify pads because it does have the additional benefit of lightening your underarms, glycolic acid.
Mhm.
But benzoyl peroxide is also great. It's not going to help with dark underarms, but it does help with body odor.
Yeah. That was great.
So those were really good
They
questions. All
were.
right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Just remember, your listenership and subscribership is what keeps the podcast going. We are so grateful to our listeners. So if you guys have a friend that you might know that may benefit from our podcast, share this with a friend. Please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. Follow us on social so we can continue to bring you valuable information and entertain you, hopefully, every week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
So you know those
Those bros. Those bros that came in.
So guys, stick with salicylic acid. You
Yes.
mentioned the Clarify pads. Going back to that, guys, don't forget. What am I saying again? Okay.